In an ancient African kingdom known for its prosperity and wisdom, King Jahi rules with justice and strength. His people respect him, and his kingdom flourishes under his leadership. His only son, Prince Ade, is beloved by the people for his kindness and bravery. He is a young warrior with a sharp mind, destined to inherit the throne one day. Tragedy strikes when the queen, Ade's mother, passes away. The entire kingdom mourns her loss, but no one feels the pain more than King Jahi and Prince Ade. The palace, once filled with warmth, becomes a place of sorrow. As time passes, the royal advisors pressure King Jahi to remarry for the sake of the kingdom's stability. After much hesitation, he chooses Zuberi, a woman from a noble family. At first, Zuberi appears to be a caring and graceful queen. She wins the favor of the court with her charm, but hidden beneath her gentle smiles is an unquenchable thirst for power. She has no love for King Jahi, nor for Prince Ade. Her only desire is to rule the kingdom herself. She sees Prince Ade as an obstacle and begins to plot against him. Slowly, she starts influencing the king's decisions, whispering manipulative words into his ears. She paints herself as a devoted wife and mother figure while secretly planting the seeds of discord. The once strong bond between King Jahi and Prince Ade begins to weaken. Meanwhile, Zuberi allies herself with dark forces, seeking a way to remove Prince Ade permanently. Unaware of the storm brewing against him, Prince Ade continues his duties, training to be a worthy successor. He believes his father will always stand by him, but he does not realize that his fate has already begun to change. Queen Zuberi realizes that as long as Prince Ade is alive, her hold over the kingdom will never be complete. Once he ascends the throne, all her influence over King Jahi will vanish, and she will be powerless. Her ambition consumes her, and she knows she must act before the prince grows stronger. In secrecy, she visits her sister, a feared witch doctor who lives deep within the forbidden forests. This sister, known as Mama Nyoka, is infamous for her dark magic and deadly curses. Zuberi pleads for her help, offering treasures and promising future rewards once she secures the throne. Mama Nyoka agrees, but warns that such magic comes at a great cost. Together, they devise a sinister plan, one that does not require the prince's death but ensures his complete downfall. The witch doctor brews a potion that, when mixed into King Jahi's drinks, will make him highly suggestible. Over the next month, Zuberi poisons the king's mind, feeding him subtle lies about his son. She speaks of betrayal, of secret plots against the throne, and of Ade's supposed desire to rule before his time. As days pass, the king, once so trusting of his son, begins to doubt him. He watches Ade more closely, misinterpreting his actions and seeing shadows where there are none. Zuberi plays her role perfectly, pretending to be a loving stepmother concerned for the kingdom's safety. She sheds false tears, speaking of nightmares where Ade stabs his own father for the crown. The court, too, begins to whisper. Zuberi ensures that rumors spread, claiming that Prince Ade is gathering allies to overthrow his father. The people, once loyal to Ade, grow uncertain. Even the prince's closest friends begin to question him. Then, the final move of the plan is set into motion. One night, a royal guard storms into the king's chambers, shouting of an assassination attempt. A dagger, coated in poison, is found near King Jahi's bedside. The guards seize Prince Ade, who stands in shock, unable to comprehend the accusations against him. Zuberi feigns heartbreak, clinging to the king as if she, too, is betrayed. King Jahi, his mind clouded by doubt and poison, does not listen to Ade's pleas. The evidence is too overwhelming, the lies too deeply rooted. In front of the court, he declares his own son a traitor. The punishment is exile, banishment from the kingdom forever. As Prince Ade is dragged from the palace, he locks eyes with Zuberi. In that moment, he realizes the truth. This was all her doing, but it is too late. His fate has already been sealed. The grand halls of the royal palace, once a place of justice and wisdom, are now filled with murmurs of betrayal. The court has been summoned for an urgent trial, one that will decide the fate of Prince Aid. The air is heavy with tension, and the prince, bound in chains, stands before the throne where his father, King Jahi, sits. His eyes, once filled with fatherly pride, now hold only suspicion. Queen Zuberi stands beside the king, draped in mourning robes, pretending to be a grieving mother. Her crocodile tears fall as she speaks of the great pain of discovering that the son she raised as her own had conspired against the throne. The courtiers nod in agreement, their minds already poisoned by weeks of rumors and whispers. Prince Aid looks around, searching for a single face that still believes in him, but even his closest allies avert their gazes. The evidence is too well crafted: letters forged with his handwriting, false testimonies from guards bribed by Zuberi, and the poisoned dagger found in the king's chambers. The prince pleads his innocence, his voice steady but desperate. He speaks of his loyalty, of his love for his father, and of the impossibility of such betrayal. But his words fall on deaf ears. King Jahi, manipulated by Zuberi's magic and deceit, refuses to listen. His heart, once open to his son, has been turned against him. In a voice laced with anger and sorrow, he declares the verdict: Prince Aid is to be exiled. The sentence is final. He is never to return to the kingdom again. The prince stands frozen, disbelief washing over him. He had spent his life preparing to serve his people, to follow in his father's footsteps. Now he is being cast out like a criminal. But as the guards seize him, dragging him toward the palace gates, he does not struggle. He knows the truth, and he knows who is behind this treachery. As he is taken away, his gaze meets Zuberi's. For the first time, she does not hide her true face. There is no sorrow, no regret, only victory. A slow smirk plays on her lips, a silent declaration of her triumph. With Prince Ade gone, the final part of her plan falls into place. Within days, her son, Prince Okoye, is declared the heir to the throne. The royal court, now entirely under Zuberi's control, praises the new prince, calling him the future of the kingdom. The people, confused and fearful, accept the change, believing that Ade's fall was justified. Far beyond the palace walls, Prince Ade walks through the wilderness, his heart heavy with grief, but burning with determination. He swears to return, to reclaim what was stolen from him, and to bring justice to those who have betrayed him. His exile is not the end. It is only the beginning of his path to vengeance. The dense jungle stretches endlessly before Prince Ade as he trudges forward, his once royal robes now torn and dirtied. His body is weary, but his mind remains sharp, fueled by the sting of betrayal and the burning desire for justice. Banished from his homeland, he has no choice but to survive in the wilderness, away from the kingdom that was once his birthright. As he navigates through the thick foliage and towering trees, he stumbles upon a small clearing where an old woman sits by a fire. Her presence is strangely familiar, and when she looks up, her aged eyes soften with recognition. She is Nana Bisi, a former palace maid who had served his late mother. Nana Bisi has been waiting for him. She reveals that she was forced into hiding after witnessing the Queen's deception. She tells Aid the truth he had only begun to suspect. Zuberi had long planned his downfall, using dark magic and manipulation to turn his father against him. The old woman also speaks of an ancient oracle hidden deep within the mountains that holds the key to reclaiming his throne. With newfound purpose, Aid sets off on his journey, climbing treacherous cliffs and crossing roaring rivers. Days turn into weeks as he battles nature itself, his body growing stronger with every challenge. At last, he reaches a secluded village nestled between the mountains. There, he meets Chief Abioye, an elder known for his wisdom and connection to the spirits. The chief listens to Adi's story and nods knowingly. The path of a fallen king is never easy, he says. Before you reclaim your throne, you must first prove yourself worthy. Aid is given a test. one that has been undertaken by warriors of old. He must form a bond with a spirit animal, a guardian that will guide and protect him. Deep within the sacred caves, he is left alone to face the spirits. As the darkness surrounds him, Aid hears a low growl. From the shadows emerges a majestic lion, its golden eyes burning with untamed power. The beast circles him, testing his resolve. Instead of showing fear, Aid stands firm, meeting the lion's gaze with unwavering determination. The lion roars, a sound that shakes the earth beneath him, but Aid does not waver. Recognizing his strength, the lion bows its head in acceptance. A mystical energy surges through Aid, marking him as the chosen one. He has passed the test. When he emerges from the cave, the tribal elders bow in respect. He is no longer just a fallen prince. He is a warrior reborn, a leader destined to reclaim what was stolen from him. With his spirit guardian by his side and the wisdom of the elders guiding him, Aid sets forth on the next phase of his journey. His exile has transformed him, shaping him into the ruler he was meant to be. The time for vengeance is near. With Prince Aid gone, Queen Zuberi finally holds the power she craved for so long. She places her son, Prince Okoye, as the kingdom's new heir, ensuring that he follows only her commands. King Jahi, once a strong and wise ruler, is now a mere shadow of himself. His health deteriorates rapidly, his body weakened by the slow poison that Zuberi secretly administers in his meals. The people whisper that the king is cursed, but no one dares to speak against the queen. At first, the kingdom tries to accept the new rule, but it soon becomes clear that Zuberi's reign is built on cruelty. Heavy taxes are imposed, and those who question her authority are punished severely. The soldiers, now loyal to her alone, patrol the streets, silencing anyone who speaks of Prince Aid. Fear spreads through the land as the once prosperous kingdom begins to crumble under her greed. Meanwhile, Prince Okoye, though seated as the future king, is nothing more than a puppet in his mother's hands. He lacks Ade's wisdom and strength, and the people do not respect him. Zuberi's obsession with power blinds her to the growing resentment within the kingdom. As King Jahi's condition worsens, the elders of the land start questioning Zuberi's rule. The loyalists who once believed her lies now see the truth. She has brought nothing but destruction. In secret, an underground rebellion begins to take shape. Hidden in the shadows, the remaining loyalists, old warriors, and common folk gather, whispering the name of the true king, Prince Aid. The rebellion is led by those who once served the royal family faithfully. Palace guards who were forced into exile, noble families who lost their status, and villagers who suffer under Zuberi's rule all come together with one purpose: to bring back the rightful heir. They believe in the old prophecy that a fallen prince will rise again, stronger than before. Messengers are sent beyond the kingdom's borders, searching for any sign of Prince Aid. The people hold on to hope, praying that their true king will return before it is too late. And far beyond the kingdom's walls, deep in the mountains, Prince Aid prepares for the battle that will decide the fate of his homeland. The time for justice is near. The night is dark, but the air is alive with whispers of hope and rebellion. Hidden deep within the forests surrounding the kingdom, Prince Aid stands among his warriors, no longer the exiled prince, but a leader forged through hardship. His once royal robes have been replaced with the attire of a warrior, his body strong, his mind sharpened by years of survival and training. Beside him stand his trusted allies, the jungle warriors who trained him, the elders who guided him, and the rebels who have waited for his return. His spirit guardian, the mighty lion, moves silently in the shadows, its golden eyes glowing with the same determination that burns in Aid's heart. The time has come. With careful strategy, Aid and his army launch their attack just before dawn. The palace guards, once loyal to Zuberi, are caught off guard. Many of them hesitate, Some have long lost faith in the queen, and others secretly still believe in aid. The rebels take advantage of the confusion, swiftly gaining ground as they storm through the palace gates. From her chambers, Queen Zuberi senses the shift in power. Her dark magic trembles, reacting to Ade's presence. She had underestimated him, believing exile would break him, not transform him into a warrior capable of reclaiming his throne. Enraged, she summons her strongest soldiers and her sorceress sister, Mama Naoka, to prepare for battle. Prince Okoye, though named the future king, is not a fighter. As the battle intensifies, he panics, relying on his mother's magic to protect him. But Adi has come prepared. Hidden beneath his armor is a sacred artifact, an amulet given to him by his mother long ago. Nana Bisi, the old maid, had revealed its true power during his exile. It was forged to break dark magic and restore the balance of the kingdom. As Ade fights his way through the palace, he finally comes face to face with Zuberi. The once calculating queen is now a desperate sorceress, her face twisted with rage. She unleashes her magic, summoning a storm of black mist and illusions to weaken Ade's army. The rebels falter, but Ade presses forward, clutching the amulet. As he raises it high, a golden light bursts from its core, shattering Zuberi's magic and revealing her true form. A withered, power-hungry woman who relied on deception for too long. In that moment, the kingdom sees her for what she truly is. The fear she once commanded vanishes. Even her own soldiers drop their weapons, unwilling to fight for a queen who has lost her power. Prince Okoye, realizing his fate is sealed, attempts to flee, but the rebels capture him. Zuberi, now powerless, lets out a final scream of defiance before falling to her knees. The battle is over. The true king has returned. The throne is his once more. But Ade knows that ruling is not just about reclaiming power, it is about healing a broken kingdom. And so, as the sun rises over the palace, he prepares for the next chapter, rebuilding the land that was nearly lost. As the golden sun rises over the battle-worn kingdom, silence settles over the palace. The rebellion has succeeded, and the tyrannical rule of Queen Zuberi has come to an end. Prince Ade, victorious but solemn, stands in the royal court, his people gathered before him. The time has come for the final reckoning. In the depths of the palace, King Jahi, frail, weakened, but still carrying the dignity of a ruler, sits on his throne. His once sharp mind had been clouded by Zuberi's deception. But now, the truth stands before him. He looks at his son, no longer a boy, but a warrior and a leader. Guilt washes over him as he realizes how easily he was manipulated, how he cast away his own blood due to lies. With trembling hands, King Jahi rises from his seat. "My son," he speaks, his voice heavy with sorrow, "I have wronged you. I let darkness cloud my heart, and failed you when you needed me most. Can you ever forgive your father?" Prince Ade, though deeply hurt by his father's past actions, understands that King Jahi too was a victim of Zuberi's schemes. He steps forward and bows his head slightly. A true king is not one who never falls, but one who rises after realizing his mistakes, he says. "I forgive you, father, but justice must still be served." The court turns its gaze to Queen Zuberi and Prince Okoye, who are now bound and kneeling before the throne. The once mighty queen is now a defeated woman, her power stripped away. Prince Okoye, who had relied on his mother's influence rather than his own strength, trembles in fear. Ade has a choice: let them live in exile, allow them to escape, or punish them in a way that ensures they can never return to cause harm again. Some say Zuberi and Okoye flee into the wilderness, their names erased from history, doomed to live in fear and regret. Others whisper of a darker fate, that Ade, with the wisdom of the ancient oracle, places a mysterious curse upon them, one that ensures they can never speak lies or manipulate others again. Whatever their fate, they are never seen in the kingdom again. With justice restored, King Jahi, too, understands that his time as ruler is over. He steps down, passing the throne to his son, the true and rightful king. The kingdom, once broken, begins to heal under Adi's rule. The people rejoice, knowing that they are now led by a king who has endured exile, betrayal, and battle, yet still stands with wisdom and mercy. Peace returns, the land flourishes, and the legend of the fallen prince who rose again spreads far and wide. The story of Prince Ade becomes a tale of resilience, justice, and the unbreakable spirit of a true king. With the throne reclaimed and justice served, the kingdom enters a new era under the rule of King Ade. No longer the exiled prince, he is now the rightful king, one who has faced hardship, betrayal, and war, yet emerged stronger and wiser. His rule begins with a promise: never to let darkness consume the land again. The people, once afraid and oppressed under Queen Zuberi's tyranny, now rejoice in newfound hope. The old wounds of the kingdom begin to heal as Ade restores fairness, justice, and prosperity. He does not seek revenge, but ensures that those who conspired against him can never return to harm his people. His leadership is marked by wisdom, strength, and the lessons he learned during his exile. The kingdom thrives once more, the markets bustling with life, the farmers returning to their fields without fear, and the warriors standing proud, knowing they serve a just ruler. The elders whisper that Ade was not only born a king, he was forged into one through his trials. The story of his rise spreads far and wide, told around fires and in the halls of distant lands. It becomes a tale of resilience, of how truth and justice will always prevail over deception and greed. People speak of the young prince who lost everything, only to return stronger than ever. They tell their children that no matter how powerful evil seems, it can never truly defeat what is right. As the first light of dawn breaks over the kingdom, the sky glows in shades of gold and crimson. The sun rises not just on a new day, but on a new era, one where the land is ruled by a king who has earned his place, not through birthright alone, but through courage, wisdom, and an unshakable spirit.